Hello. Okay, so a few different, if you want to call them symbols, signs, messages, all of the above. I'm sitting outside in the sun and I look down at the, I don't know what you call this type of material, the ground. It's not cement, it's some sort of something. Anyway, and I saw something in the shape of a whistle. It reminded me of a whistle. There's a movie on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. It escaped me for a moment, but there's a song. I don't know why this is coming up, but it just goes like, blow the whistle. And I just keep hearing that over and over again in my head. And then I sat with it for a little bit, and I was reminded of the Judgment card in tarot. And there's like a horn that's blown. A possible spiritual meaning for whistle that I saw was essentially like calling in a being. So whether this, like a higher consciousness, angelic, whatever you connect with. So this could have been like a subconscious call where you may not even have consciously called this in. And for some of you, it was conscious. Maybe you asked for or invited in or was doing an invocation for some sort of, deity, angelic being, aspect of your high self, inner child, however you connect to this. It could be multiple energies as well. So if you have been hearing whistling, either clairaudiently and or just, I don't know, it could come through in different ways for each of you. You may find a whistle after this message, or maybe you have already found one. Or you might see a whistle around someone's neck. You might hear whistling like in the wind or the trees. Again, it will connect differently, but there is something about a whistle. You might hear that song, Blow the Whistle, or something else, a song with whistling in it. I'm being taken to Mariah Carey, and she is known for like her whistle registers, so singing could be significant in some way. Octaves have been coming through a lot, like next level octaves. So again, you could be connected to music in some way, or like in the harmonic octaves. In some of the more like esoteric teachings that could be coming up as well. The Judgment card, I just saw 355 on the timer. For some reason I was guided to look this up. I'm going to read. It says, the question is, what does the trumpet mean in tarot cards? The trumpet symbolizes the call to spiritual awakening and enlightenment. The mountain range in the background of the card represents insurmountable obstacles in the inevitability of judgment. The Judgment card imagery holds significant symbolism representing transformation, life-altering occurrences. So yeah, this feels like for someone who my throat keeps getting like kind of clogged. This has been happening a lot the past few weeks in reading, so this like these shedding of layers and this new expression seems to be like a collective energy, at least for the collective that I feel connected to. I'm sorry about the clearing so much. I just heard in my head, I have a bone to pick with you. That's not a phrase that I really say. So, oh, someone just unexpectedly walked in. So give me one moment. As I was saying, somebody just walked in to where I was very unexpectedly. So that could be a message for someone. An unexpected, I'm going to say experience. It could be a person, place, thing. It will be different for all of you. I heard the phrase in my head, it will be instrumental. Of course, these phrases that come through can have multiple layers, meanings, etc. I just saw 555 on the timer, and I heard the devil's in the details, so I'm actually not being guided to go into details. I know personally I've been sort of in my head the last few days, waiting for some sort of like illumination to take a next step in something. And there's, this combination of like patience and I heard survival, but I was trying to say surrender. So yeah, there could be like survival programming coming up of feeling pressure to like do something from external influences, and perhaps like this judgment call is being blown to or this whistle is being blown to just sort of like regather your strength, regather your resources, your energy in whatever way that means to you. I've been seeing butterflies all morning. So yeah, I talked about this yesterday when I recorded, not feeling like rushed for time, but really working with your nervous system, and maybe you're already doing this, and this could just be a confirmation, to make decisions, if you want to call them like heart-based decisions, from a place of calm, clarity, resilience, creativity, etc. Now, for those who are basically like, I don't have that luxury, I understand, and I suppose I am a firm believer in creating that, even if it's one micro step to start, harnessing your own co-creative abilities. And personally, I am also in some of my own, if you want to call it, feeling some external pressure to do things. And yeah, I'm going through this myself, so I say this with compassion and also experiential life things, Anyway, I don't think I'm going to make this too long. Normally my audios are pretty long, considering. Let me just see if there's anything else. Sapphire, as I said that, another winged creature just flew by the window that I'm looking at, and I'm also seeing yellow flowers. So, in my dream the other night, I shared this in a different recording that I posted this week. I honestly don't remember which one. I think it was the Overflow Patreon for the Catharic transmission. And in the dream, there was the significance of a blue star and a white sapphire, or a star sapphire. And so I decided to just like do a little search on white sapphire and the star sapphire. connection. Yeah, I'm releasing through the throat, so that is a good thing. Okay. Bear with me while I find... Okay, star sapphire has the same metaphysical properties as the color of sapphire it appears in, since there are different colors of sapphire, with an enhanced energy and intensification of those properties. The star itself represents the manifestation of divine knowledge and light into denser reality, and reminds us that the outer manifestations we treasure are a reflection of the light of our own essence. The 3 lines that cross in the 6-rayed star represent faith, hope, and destiny, sometimes associated with 3 angels who offer protection to those who wear star sapphire. The moving star brings ongoing safety to travelers and guides their way home. Yeah, so I also have been talking about the air element and the mental plane, the etheric layer of the aura, which connects to the mental plane through the crown. And it also says, basically when I read this the other day, it's crystalvaults.com, and their interpretations of sapphire, uses, purposes, metaphysical connections. It seemed to really embody what was coming through some of the transmissions. And so yeah, let's see. Sapphire is exceptional for calming and focusing the mind, allowing the release of mental tension and unwanted thoughts. It encourages opening the mind to beauty and intuition, bringing lightness and joy as it restores balance within the body. Balance has been coming up a lot lately as well, especially when we're talking about these, solar flares, light codes coming in, especially through these past, few weeks, past month. It can easily throw us off balance. So really simplifying, staying true to those intuitive nudges and whispers that we receive. And in the dream, when I was shown the blue star and then the sapphire, I have mentioned this before, so if you're hearing this again, just take it as a double confirmation, but I did have a ring my older sister gave me when I was a kid, and I loved that ring. It was a white gold blue star sapphire. And I remember I lost it, and I was heartbroken. I felt terrible. I was really young, but I loved that ring, and it always stayed with me, the memory of that ring. And yeah, so there's an oracle deck that I made for my friend, just a handwritten one. And in one of the cards, it came through, something lost is going to return to you in a new way. So it does. And I was talking about yesterday, a gift coming in. So I do feel there's, again, expect something unexpected. And again, it will be different for all of you, but that's coming through again. So I wanted to share that. Oh, I love this. White star sapphire is a token of pure and lasting love without conditions. It is excellent for exchange by first lovers who had to give up everything for each other, and for marriage in later years, especially following the loss of a partner, to avoid feeling second best. It also discourages jealousy of earlier partners in remarriage. Okay, interesting. From that, I feel there's, if you don't connect to that now, because that's very specific, it feels like lineage stuff coming up, maybe family constellations work, or ancestral, why can't I say that word right now? Ancestral tree patterns that have been going through the lineages. It's I'm seeing the Beauty and the Beast when, the spell is broken and things start to transform. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Okay. Star sapphire, especially in paler shades, is a symbol of wise and honest leadership, and a good stone for businesswomen and female entrepreneurs who wish to succeed without compromising integrity. It is also an ideal tool for anyone needing assistance in grounding their ideas into reality and who requires extra energy to bring things through to completion. yeah, so like I was talking about not feeling that external pressure, but to like trust your own inner knowing, timing, and rhythm. And of course, sometimes we receive something we need to hear from someone else. And I think it's just about like discerning through what actually feels good and what is really just weighing you down or confusing you. And like I said, I'm personally going through this. So when I read that, it was very comforting for me. The fact that it came through my dream, and that stone has just been coming through a lot lately. The star sapphire. So feel free to do a deeper dive if if this is calling to you. And if you don't have access to sapphires, you know, looking at them online. I feel like I've been talking about this a lot lately, like utilizing energetic templates of different elements, crystals, stones, plant spirits, however you connect to whatever medicinal aspect, you know, animal, spirit animals, guides. So yeah, there's like this call to energetic templates and working with the energy regardless of what is physicalized in front of you, and like trusting how things will show up for you. And like I said, this may not apply for everyone. This is just something that I've been doing for a long time and felt the call to share for those who are also, you know, interested in it, or perhaps already practicing it and just looking for more people to connect with, etc. Okay, one more thing about the star sapphire. Star sapphires are created when corundum is intergrown with fibrous inclusions of rutile called, quote, silk. Oh, I love that. That reflects light in stones. Cut in cabochon, I know I did not say that correctly, as a 6-rayed, sometimes 12-rayed star that appears to glide across the face of the gem as it is moved. This effect is called asterism and increases the rarity and value of the stone. Star sapphires are most often found in blue sapphire and darker color sapphires, but can be distinctive in light silver gray, grayish white, and yellowy white sapphires. Okay, so tarot cards are also popping in my mind. The 6 of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Star. So I was speaking the other day in some of these audio recordings about the 12 stand. Maybe someone needs to stand up for a second because I went to say strand. Stand up, break, 12 strand. Especially, I'm seeing someone also like inversions or standing on your head. If you can do that, or it doesn't have to be like a full erect headstand or handstand, but dolphin pose, just something like to get a new perspective, you know, within your body, and that may help bring in a new perspective within any type of obstacle or something that you're seeking clarity on. It may not happen like instantly, but the story of the Hangman and with Odin is coming through in the runes, the runic alphabet. It said that he hung himself upside down and I believe took out one of his own eyes to get a new perspective. And that's when the runic alphabet was born. So obviously I'm not suggesting that anyone cuts out their eye, but metaphorically to switch up your perspective. And a simple way I believe that can help is, what I'm seeing is to, incorporate some sort of inversion or something simple like making a left instead of a right if you're going for a walk. You may have heard this before, but there's just something about a new approach. And again, really working with that balance in the body. The 6 of Pentacles is all about reciprocal balance, give and take. And 1212, the Hangman, I believe is number 12, and then the 12-strand DNA, and this Sapphire talking about the 12 rays. And it's funny because when it talks about the faith, hope, and destiny, the star card in tarot can represent like it's the water barrier ruled by Aquarius, and it can talk about deep healing as well as destiny being seen, etc. So yeah, some of these maybe some desires that you've been feeling. If there's any guilt that comes up with feeling some of these desires, it could just be a call to sit with that guilt. And guilt can really be stored in the hips, in the physical body. So doing some hip opening exercises, lower body movement, even if you just like lay on your back, I forget what this is called, and just, feet on the wall pose. If you don't want to use a wall, you can just hold them up in the air. As I said that, another butterfly is flying by. Doing some also heart opening. A lot of physical body stuff is coming through. Or you can just simply sit with your spine straight and use your arms almost like making wings up and down to open up the heart, get the blood flowing. Yeah. Okay, 133. I heard the word trust. So this cycle or phase that you've been working on cultivating trust, I'm seeing like a mirror or reflection. And I'm also seeing, I think they're called like silk caterpillars. I'm honestly not even sure. I'm gonna look it up. A silk caterpillar, because I could 100% be making this up. Oh, I'm not. A silk moth. Okay. There's a question when I looked up silk caterpillar, and it says, do silk caterpillars turn into butterflies? And so much talk about butterflies has been coming through. We cannot see the process that is going on within the cocoon, but for 2 or 3 weeks, the larva's body undergoes change, during which it becomes a pupa, and in the end, it becomes a white butterfly. Oh, this is so funny because I see white butterflies all the time, and I'm always like, are they moths? What are they? I'm not sure. I've been asking this question for a while. Thanks. Even though the cocoon, so maybe there's something that you've been like asking for a while, and the answer will just come when you're like not even trying. Even though the cocoon is made from a powerful silk thread, the butterfly secretes a yellowish liquid. Interesting. I don't know why I'm being taken to bile, like the liver, that thick yellow bile. Dandelion root, I don't know, there's something about, maybe someone here is focusing on their liver or enzymes, something about that. But there's a period from whenever you find this video or this audio, 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, there's something about hanging in for 2 to 3 weeks, really simplifying, that keeps coming through, and really tuning into your own inner, I keep hearing like inner whispers, and taking inspired action when you feel called. I just heard someone say, well, what's going to happen in 2 to 3 weeks? I'm not being shown like a specific thing. It's almost like this, from when you find this, there will be a 2 to 3 week call, if you will, like that whistle, that trumpet blowing of, again, those energetics starting to reveal things to you. So you may feel like I'm hearing more prepared in the next 2 to 3 weeks to make some sort of leap or jump that perhaps you weren't really feeling prepared for. And that could be in any area of life. I'm not getting anything specific. it does feel really tied to expression in some way because my voice just keeps going in and out. And of course, that's connected to authenticity, showing up like fully present and expressing whatever it is that is. I just heard multiple things at once on my mind, and then I was shown Amanda Bynes from when we were kids, and she did that thing like grind my gears, like a segment on all that. I don't know why I'm seeing that, but yeah. Okay, well, thank you for tuning in, and feel free to share anything that comes up for you or came up. And yeah, that's all for now. I know that I said goodbye, but I heard also whistle while you work. Snow White could be significant here, or just something, a storyline in Snow White. Whistle while you work, whistle while you work. I keep hearing that. So yeah, there's also something about I forget what it's called, but it's something like the chop wood approach. Again, simplicity coming through. And so there's something about now, if you're already doing this, again, this is just like a confirmation for you, but if you find yourself, and I know because I have gone through this personally, maybe certain tasks that you just really don't enjoy doing, you know how there's something about like bringing more like fun and joy into your daily life and your daily routine. You know, maybe I'm seeing comedy and music, so maybe literally whistling while you work. But yeah, there's something about that. So embracing your like simple pleasures and daily routines with, you know, asking yourself, and if you don't know like what that is for you, like experiment, invite in more joy in some way. And that word joy can sound a little bit like annoying, like I get that. Maybe you're someone who likes to just have fresh flowers around the house and it makes you feel good, or yeah, it's like really tuning into those simple pleasures and whistling while you work, inviting in these seemingly small but mood boosting activities, experiences. I'm hearing don't be afraid to outsource. I know personally that I am feeling very ready, and I felt this for a while, to start collaborating with more people. I honestly am not, I don't know what that looks like or who these people are, but I've just been feeling this pull to want to just be around people again and collaborate and experience new things. So just know that if that's something you're feeling or you're also wanting, yeah, I'm seeing like fairy dust or like rituals, magic, just working with those, however you connect to that, you know, those, the elements, the elementals. I'm seeing bees, fairy energy could be, or the fae realms could be coming through. I just heard Sword of Power, the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, so there's something here about the alchemical process. And I actually, now I'm seeing imposter syndrome. I just released some new offerings, or I should say I restructured and relaunched some of my offerings. And one of the phrases that came up, I was honestly just writing and it just came out, and I believe it was cellular and DNA alchemy. And I was like, I can't say this. You know, I went through like a little thing after I wrote it. And then I just decided to leave it because it excited me. It is something that I put a lot of time and effort and practice into. So there could be something here also about just working through your imposter syndrome, because if you don't have that, maybe you know someone who's going through it, and they could be like coming to you for some just like looking up to you as an example in some way. And, you know, that Sapphire was talking about female leadership, and whether you're a male or a woman, you know, there's something about gentleness and leading by example, really embodying that feminine aspect and energy. You know, like the Empress in Tarot is very powerful, but in a gentle power. And that phrase comes through a lot for me over the years. I've gone to different like retreats and experiences, and I've often been told, like, you know, there's these like little practices or icebreakers or whatever it is that will encourage you to like step into your power. And I've often been told, like, oh, you're not doing it right. Like, you need to be more powerful. And like, for me, it's always been like, and I'm not saying everyone has to be like this, but for those who may feel like they need to be heard by being louder or being, you know, more forceful. This is just like, again, that judgment call, the whistle being blown, that if you feel perhaps more someone from like us, it's essentially like, if you are more of a softer expression of leadership, that's kind of what this feels like is coming forth. This next call for those people who feel ready to step into and embody this more gentle leadership and artistic and creative expression. So yeah, I feel like that last bit really wanted to come through, and the fact that I like said goodbye and came back. I don't know why I keep hearing in my head encore, like encore, encore. You look at concerts when someone is performing and they say goodbye and everyone's like, no, one more song. So there could be something, I mean, for very few of you, maybe you're going to a concert or you just went to a concert or some sort of like live event. But yeah, this new call for leadership, I feel like there's unplanned, I was talking about the unexpected events, collaborations, opportunities that are starting to flow in for the platform to be shown this you know, next paradigm of leading by example, softer leadership. And again, softer not meaning weaker, but embodying more of the feminine polarity. And, you know, if you are someone who is naturally like boisterous and more loud, it's not necessarily about like the volume, that all of that is incorporated. I meant to say integrated. Maybe someone here is thinking about getting incorporated. Is welcome. I think it's more just about expressing internally from a place of your own integrity and what feels, you know, right for you. And there's a butterfly just came up to the window as I said that. So yes. And sometimes I do have my moments where I can get really giddy and really loud, or I may feel like I have a lot of fire in my astrological chart. I can get very fiery. So again, it's more just like trusting your own form of leadership in your own life, you know, whether you're pursuing entrepreneurship or just in general. It's like that beautiful integrated polarity, shadow, light, feminine, masculine, co-creating this next level of consciousness, this next octave of leading by example. Okay. As I'm saying this, the wind all of a sudden just like really picked up. So much wind. Yeah, change in the wind. Okay. Well, this time I'm very serious about being finished, so thank you. And yeah, feel free to share anything that came up for you, like I said before. All right, thank you.